I'm just telling my truth. Okay, I've been literally. I remember I lost my virginity at 12 years old. I remember the boy, everything. I remember the whole day like it was yesterday. But 12, bitch, to now. It's been a lot, girl. Is it just my body count for just niggas or niggas and bitches?
Everybody.
I would say like. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I say like 2,000. To be real honest with you, like if you put niggas in bitches, I done fucked a lot of bitches too. So I be fucking niggas, I be fucking bitches, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna front. Like I'm gonna keep it blood raw. Like bitch, probably two bands, 2,000 bitch sexual partners. Absolutely, yeah, it is what it is. You know what? Hey, only God could judge me. I don't give a fuck, bitch.
A group of women will not come on and talk about that woman, but they'll come on and talk about Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon just had his 9th or 10th kid, but Nick Cannon is filthy rich. You never hear those women complaining. You never hear those women fighting. You never hear those women saying he ain't this. You never hear no big blow up about any of that. If that man is a millionaire, he wants to have 50 children. As long as he can take care of them, he can have them. But let's listen to this group of older women. 3 of them don't have any children. And they're the ones that have the most animosity, the most vitriol toward a man who's simply having children and caring for them. That's all he's doing. Having children and caring for them. Couple super chats here, man. Prince C, salute, man. Appreciate the dub. First time being blessed. Listen to you live, Dr. BOA. You changed my life for the better. Salute, bro. Salute, salute. You got to give yourself credit for that too, man. You got to give yourself credit for that. Applying everything is on you. You did the work. Billy the Kid, appreciate the $100 sponsorship, brother. Appreciate it. Long time listener, first time contributor. Love your work, love your content. Keep doing what you're doing. Salute. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate you finally being able to catch one. And I appreciate the donation as well, man. Justin Rice, appreciate the 5 bone, man. Always a pleasure to hear you live. Salute, Dr. BOA. Long live King Ray Ray. Salute, salute. Appreciate you, Just. Appreciate it. Y'all go subscribe to the King Ray Ray channel, man. We'll be on the King Ray Ray channel 8:30 a.m. in the morning, man, giving you some morning motivation for the Sabbath day. All right, man. So let's get into this one, man. Here's what I want y'all to understand. Even the women who do marry good guys still have a lustful desire for bad boys. So the reason that some of these women on this panel, 3 of these women on this panel, are unmarried and childless. Only one of these women is married with children, has 2 children, 2 of them, and both children are by her husband, her second husband. So let's listen to what they have to say about a multimillionaire 100 times over who's having children in his late 30s, early 40s, leaving a legacy because he's got a legacy to leave behind. Let's listen to these women.
All right, let's get to these topics real quick. Last week, it was reported that Nick Cannon is expecting his 10th child. This will be his 3rd with model Brittany Bell, with whom he already shares 2 children. Abby De La Rosa, with whom he shares twins, is expecting their 3rd child together, and Cannon's 9th overall as well. After the announcement about the...
Now, if you notice, this man has about 3 women pregnant. He has Mariah, he's got these 2 women. That's only 3 women. One of the women was his wife. So he's got children by his wife, and he's got 2 other women that he has children by. They're acting like he has 9 children by 9 women. But see, it's something to say about a woman. And see, we don't know who these women are. We know who Mariah is. These other women, we don't know who they are. You're going to hear the bitterness of older women who have been in an industry and weren't able to get married or have children with a millionaire. And you're going to hear the vitriol that they have toward, and this vitriol isn't toward Nick. This vitriol is more toward the women. But since Nick is the topic, they're going to talk about Nick.
New addition to Cannon's village, a source claims the mother of all of Cannon's children are cordial and respectful to each other for the most part. The source told Entertainment Tonight they mostly stick to their own families and what concerns them directly. The insider continued, the mothers have great relationships with Nick, and he does his best to balance everything, carve out time for everyone, and make sure each mom and their kid or kids feel special, important, and loved. Okay, if a man has several children with different women, do you think it's possible for him to have a healthy relationship with all of the mothers of his children? Let's go to you.
Now, a source close to the family, close to Nick, just told, I think, Entertainment Tonight, that Nick is he's doing a great job of making sure everybody has everything together. Making sure everybody has everything together, taking care of what he has to take care of. The man is in a position of power. He can take the time he needs to spend with his family, fly them to where he is, go to where they are. He can make it work for the most part. Here's the thing that people don't understand. A truck driver who is on the road all week long and only come home on the weekend probably has less time with his family than Nick does. You dig? An NBA player, an athlete, during the season, he has less time with his family than Nick does. And the same way he could take off season, Nick could take an off season. But let's listen how these women break this down and say this man can't possibly be doing this.
First, Selena.
I don't think, I mean, it does matter. It does matter to have a healthy relationship with the moms. But what matters more is a healthy relationship with his children.
Word.
Because
these children are small. A healthy relationship with the mom means a healthy relationship with the children. Those children are small. A man can't have a healthy relationship with babies. He can only provide for them. When they're babies, that's the time for a mother. Only a mother's love can sustain a little baby. So if he has a positive relationship with the moms, a wonderful relationship with the moms right now, that is a positive relationship with the kids. And she's the married one with children.
he cannot control how the mothers will behave overall, but he can control what kind of father he will be. I'm assuming that Nick has agreements in place. We joke on Nick all the time, but I think he's a pretty level-headed guy. And I assume that there's, homostasis between the women because of the agreement that's probably in place. And everybody's probably cool and chilling because they're getting a nice sizable amount of paper and their child is taken care of. They could be with men that they so-called love and have been with and not have no money and no support and no nothing. So I don't hate on them. I think everybody's got to do what's best for them. But I do think the relationship with the children is the most important thing at the end of the day.
Now, I will say this. She's just being a natural woman, saying things from emotion that don't make a whole lot of sense being said. They make sense, but to say them doesn't make sense because if he's got a good relationship with the mothers, then at this point, it's a good relationship with the children. But I want you to listen to how level-headed she was. She spoke from the position of a woman who's experienced being a mother in a relationship, in a marriage with her children's father. This is what that sounds like. This is what a married woman in her late 30s, early 40s, going into her 50s sounds like. Now let's hear what that same woman sounds like when she has no husband and has no children.
Okay. Lisa Ray?
I concur with Selena. He is no fool. He's very smart. He's been making money for a very long time. And if this is his choice of how he wants to rear his kids and how many different baby mamas that he wants to have, we don't know why he chose it to be this way, but he has, you know what I mean? And we're watching from afar. And right now he's saying that I have healthy relationship with all of my kids and I make time for them. And this was in my intent. Then it's like, okay, well, we can't say too much of nothing because it's like he's handling his business.
Okay. And last but not least, Vivica, what do you think?
I'm surprised that Lisa Ray was as level-headed as she was. Maybe she ain't hating. Maybe it sounds like, man, she's like, man, I've been waiting for that my whole life. And at least he's doing it the right way. Man, I tell you the truth, man. I wish I could do that too, man. But truth be told, man, she has a daughter, man, and she has a pretty good relationship with her daughter's father, man. You know what I'm saying? They do things. They've been doing things with Kai, man, while she was growing up. Kai's 30 now, so they've been doing things with her, man, while she was growing up. So she had a pretty good situation as far as that goes, as far as being a baby mama goes. But let's get back into it. Let's listen to the bitter bunny of the South.
I don't like it. I don't. I don't know. When I saw this come up with him and announcing yet another pregnancy, I don't like it. I mean, y'all can be like, well, he got money, this, that, and the third, but the foundation of Black families, especially a strong father figure, is needed. This isn't a good representation of it, in my opinion.
You know, a problem I have with women, man, when they always try to speak about what a black father is, what a father should be. This woman has no children. She has no husband. Who knows what a relationship with her father was? She's 58 years old. She's been passed around the industry. No man has wanted her enough to settle down and marry her. And she has no children. And now she's at the age where she can't have any children. There is no 58-year-old woman that's going to get pregnant. She is done with that. And so when she looks back, anything that resembles the life that she wanted once upon a time, she can't look at it positively. She has to frown upon it. See, there's this idea that there's something that represents the strong black family. Well, guess what? There was something that represents strong black family in the 20s. It wasn't the same as the 50s. That wasn't the same as the 70s. That wasn't the same as the 90s. And that damn sure ain't the same as right now. As black men, we ain't worrying about no strong black family. We're worrying about leaving a legacy. The woman is the vessel that we use and that we need to bring our legacy into the world. This isn't about strong black family. This is about men raising strong sons and leaving behind a legacy so those men can compete in a society that we started off behind the 8 ball in. The prototypical black family is done. The way Nick is doing it is the proper way to do it. Put yourself in a position to win. Put yourself in a position of power, whether women acquiesce to your demands.
You know, I'm going to go with you on this one. I think Nick Cannon's a great guy. I think he's successful. And the same, you know, we go in on people like Future, and not to say that he's the same, but it's just at the end of the day, there are a lot of, I don't know how with his so busy, and Nick Cannon has an empire. He has an empire. So do you have time for all these kids? I barely, today.
And not just to be there to take pictures, and it's cute. And
see, here's the problem. These two women on the end, Claudia Jordan and Vivica Fox, they don't have children. So they live in a fantasy world. What women do is things they have no experience in. They just create an opinion about it and then build an entire fantasy around that opinion. If you notice, the two women who have children, their approach was totally different. These other two women over here are sitting over here in all their bitterness and all of their, oh, I wish I had a child, and sitting over here pushing out all of these random ideas about why this man can't do it. Okay, the man has an empire. You know what that means? That means that he can pay people to do shit where he have time for his children. That's what that means. She act like having an empire, like having a demanding job. If you have an empire, that means you're the boss of almost all of it. So you have time to be with your children whenever you want to. Let's hear what else they have to say.
oh my God, I'm at the birthday party. You know, children deserve a father figure, especially young boys. They need positive father figures, especially African-American.
She's basically saying that Nick is not a positive father figure. I want you to listen to the way this woman is saying it with this concern for young boys while she's tearing the dad down.
Because they black. And just providing a check. I've seen so many people that in the past have dated like athletes and gotten child support. What if he gets hurt? Things happen.
What the hell athletes got to do with Nick? Nick is not an athlete. Half of the things Nick got going on, he could probably do them from home on a Zoom call. What the hell? You see how a woman would take the worst case scenario of a situation and compare it to the current situation that's the topic of discussion, even though it bears no resemblance to what's being actually spoken on. But only a bitter woman like Vivica does that.
Yeah, I wish we get out of the, well, he has the money, because it's way more than money.
Exactly.
Thing though, he has.
Well, we didn't say it was just the money. We totally said that he should have a relationship. Well, we said he should the relationship with his kids is most important. And let's be clear, if he was a man in the house with 10 kids with the same woman, it would still be the same thing. He would have to still give the same amount of attention.
No one said that they were in the same house because they're all happily.
Like you listen to a bitter woman who can't even shut up and listen. She's so into her own head and her bitterness that she can't even listen.
No, I'm saying if he was, he would still have to divvy up that same amount of attention. And I think that, you know, all relationships are not as conventional, but love can look like anything. You know what I'm saying? It's the relationships where men are in the house and abusive and a fool to their kids. Just because they're present doesn't necessarily mean that they're important.
You know what? I like Selena Johnson. She seems to be the voice of reason on this particular panel. And it's because, you know what? You know why it is? It's because she is serving the purpose that she was created for. And that is to be a wife and mother. These other women have great careers. They've done great things in their careers. We know who they are because of their careers. But guess what? They are old now, and they do not serve the purpose and have not served the purpose for any extended period of time in their lives of being a wife and mother. Yes, Lisa Ray is a mother, but Lisa Ray has only been a wife once. And when she was, she tried to scam the man out of money, or she married for money and thought she was going to get paid in the divorce. And she didn't. But when you look at what these other women are saying, you see the difference in the energy of a woman who served the purpose she was created for and women who aren't. At least Lisa Ray is serving half of the purpose. She is a mother.
I'm just going to say, if something happens to you, which I don't want to, you know, I like Nick. He's a great guy. But fatherhood deserves responsibility, accountability, and children need that in their lives.
You know what? I'm going to say this before we go. I would love to pick Nick Cannon's brain, and I would love to extend an invite for Nick Cannon to come on the show so we can talk about this, because maybe there's something that we're missing, and I would love for him to share that with us so we don't have the wrong opinions of why. And I would love to hear about how he manages it all.
That's the problem. I'll tell y'all what's wrong right now. Y'all have opinions about something you have no experience with. Two of you have never been mothers. Claudia Jordan it's such a weight on her head that I recall once upon a time, I think it was 2019, she was 45. She faked like she was pregnant. Well, I'm talking about walked around with a baby bump and everything. Faked like she was pregnant. People were congratulating her and everything, man. But it was April. So half of the people said, no, this is some kind of April Fool joke. Turned out that woman wasn't even pregnant. So when you hear women talk about something they have no experience at, it's what I tell you men all the time. Never let a woman define you, your greatness, your value, your worth, any of that. Never let a woman define you. These women are trying to define Nick. Nick can pay all of their salaries and still be filthy rich. So what they're doing is taking every opportunity, especially Vivica. Vivica never recovered from 50. She thought 50 was going to be her one. She ain't understand that 50 was a young man coming up in the game. He was like, man, I'm going to knock down Vivica, man. That's what I'm going to do. She ain't understand he was a young man in the game, and she was a pawn in his elevation. She cannot recover from that. She has not recovered from that, and she wasted all of her time caught up on 50 until she got to the point where she doesn't have options for any men anymore. You understand? And I recall Vivica had a little celebration when KS passed, man. But what you're seeing now is a woman who does not have a fulfilling life.
You know, and how he is able to juggle. So Nick Cannon, if you're watching or if your people are watching, please send this message to him. We would love to have you on Cocktails with Queens and talk to you about fatherhood and this huge responsibility you've taken on. All right.
So when you think about it, man, you just have to remember and keep in mind that a lot of times women don't understand anything that's going on around them, but they'll do anything they can to throw a monkey wrench in somebody's plan. None of them have any idea. She just said we want them to come on so we can discuss it with them. They have no idea what this man is doing, what plan this man has in his life. For this man to be doing this way, I can guarantee you this man has a plan for his life. He has a plan for his life. And just because they don't know it, and I hope Nick Cannon will ever come on that show, man. Don't even give them that type of push, man. If they're gonna tear you down like that and talk about you like that, because one thing, man, they're irrelevant. It's kind of like, when somebody with a really, really small platform, man, comes to me and say, man, hey man, I want to interview you on my channel. And I'd be like, I could see what they got going on, man. And I say, look, bro, if I come on that now, man, I'm gonna have to hit you with an interview fee, or we can just wait until you grow a little bit more. I give them the option. If I come now, man, you got to pay me an interview fee. How else am I gonna benefit? And it can be said that, man, you just give, you pay it forward, man, and you gotta help out the small channels. Not that way. There's got to be other way to help you. I can tell you, I can give you some pointers on how to make your channel grow. But to say that to help out a small channel, I need you to just show up. Nah, man, that's not how this works. And it's the same thing with that, man. I just don't see why Nick should go on there, man, because I mean, it's not going to benefit him at all. Just so they'll know and they'll feel better.